Right, so let me continue from the other video that I just done. Just did the Leicester Liverpool pre-match predictions, where I predict 3-1. Now, these five killer games, including the Leicester game, right? And like I was saying in the last video, Man City don't seem to get these kind of runs. I don't understand it. How the matches get. I don't understand how the matches are was it randomly generated when these kind of fixture lists come out. I'm not sure about it at all. We got the same thing last year. I can't remember what the run was last year, but we got some effed up run last year. This year, if we didn't put, think about it, if we didn't put all these points on the board, if we ain't got maximum points, look how the game could swing. So we get Leicester today, 3 o'clock kickoff. Then we go Old Trafford in 2 weeks' time after the international breaks, right? So we go Old Trafford, which we know is a funky ground for us. Like, really, I mean, this Man United team, we should piss all over them. Last year, Solskjaer got out of jail. We should have murdered them last year. That still grates on me now. We should have murdered them. This Man United team, right? If you look at their list of players, right? They are. This is like playing in equivalence. This Man United team that we're coming up against, this is like us playing Charlton. You know what I mean? On the Pogba, you know my thoughts on Pogba. Everyone's talking about Pogba. I don't rate Pogba. I put my neck on a line. Any Man United fan could come and test me on that. Yeah. Any Man United fan can come and test me. I don't do these Opta stats nonsense, yeah. I look at how man's performing in the game. I don't see this guy control the midfield. I don't see him hit no bangers. I don't see him do nothing. You can't do stuff for France and then be like, yeah, he's a top player for Man United when he's not doing it in the Man United shirt. That don't make any sense to me. But they rate this Pogba guy. You know what Pogba's like? He's a bit like how Smeesa was for us. Smeesa used to play banging for Czech Republic, but for Liverpool, he was always like a 6. He was never a 10. He was always like a 6, and then he'd have one game where he does something crazy, and you think, Smeesa, you're here, and then he doesn't turn up the next week. This is Pogba. Pogba. Anyway, let me come off Pogba, man. Talking too much about Man United. Man United are a dead team. We should win. That's 3 points, right? So let's say we beat Leicester today. I really believe we're going to beat Leicester. 3 points, right? Anyway, 3 points, right? Man United at Old Trafford, we need to stamp on them, put a message out. 3 points. That's 6, right? The Spurs are coming to us. Spurs just got a 7-2 on their own pitch. 7-2 on their own pitch. They got problems. We could take that. That should be 3 points. Again, 9 points, right? So we should have 9 points minimum before we play Villa. This is my expectations of Liverpool, because this is where I feel we're at. This is where I feel we're at. I feel we're in a space that, you know, like La Liga has Real Madrid and Barcelona. Atletico sitting a little bit below, but Barcelona and Real Madrid are the heavyweights, and that's it. They're expected to win every single match. This is where I see Liverpool right now. We turn up and we win. So my expectations is from those 3 games, Leicester, Old Trafford, visit, and then Spurs come to town, 9 points. If we get 7, I don't even think I'm going to be happy with that. I think 9 points from that, because Spurs are in trouble. Trust me, they're in trouble. They're in disarray. So by the time we get to Villa, that should be, and if Klopp don't mess about with the selection, right? Play Villa, bust them up at Villa Park, which we should. We should. That's 12 points. This now makes the Man City game almost irrelevant, because I think Man City are going to slip up. I don't think Man City is going to go 5 games straight in these next 5. I really don't. You could call me stupid, but I don't think they're going to go 5 games straight. I think they've got another slip up inside them, because their defense is shite, right? And I just think, I can't remember their fixture list, but I think if they come up against like a Crystal Palace or someone that don't business about them, I think they're going to have some problems. So I feel Man City will drop points. We already got a bit of a lead on them already. I think we're 5 points ahead. Need to double check the table, right? I feel by the time we play City this time around, we don't need to beat them. We don't need to beat them. So I feel if we get 13 points from this run, yeah, I think we are in a good position to take the title comfortably. None of this playing Newcastle and waiting for Man City to play Leicester, and then we're all tense. And I feel we can be out clean, gone, coming into the new year. And trust me, momentum-wise, if we're ahead in the new year on a victory, coming off a victory going into the New Year's and then just rolling, I think we sail to the title. Last year, what did us in, right, is that we played Man City and Man City beat us. And that gave them a battery in their back, and it made us start thinking, it gave us doubt. We didn't have doubt until we lost that game. Then the momentum just shifted, and then you saw that the timetable for the matches was dodgy as well, where Man City's playing ahead of us because of the TV. The TV want to make it exciting. All of a sudden, Man City play, then we play. Man City play, then we play. Then we play, then Man City play. And I don't like all that nonsense. Put us all on at 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? Or all on 5 o'clock or all at 4 o'clock. And we play. This psychological nonsense, it plays in, it's dodgy, right? So I just think 13 points from the next 5 games, and we are in a strong position to take this title for 2020. I seriously believe it. And I just feel we have to navigate. I think this is where Klopp, because if you look at the evolution of Liverpool over the last 3 years, 3.5 years, Klopp has he's transitioned from gung-ho football, right? So he put his style on it. Then he went from that to murdering teams, but we just didn't have a good defense. So we were murdering teams up front. Defense was a bit crap, and we sent a message out: you play Liverpool, you're gonna get gunned down. Then last season, what he did was right. I'm gonna firm up the back, and we're gonna be a little bit more pragmatic with how we approach each match and make ourselves hard to beat. And then we did that, and Man City pipped us by 1 point, but we took the Champions League and we got the trophy, because that's what he built up to say, right, this is where we're at now. This season, we're going to go for it. Went for a trophy, didn't get the one that we really wanted, but we still got the other one that was just as relevant, which is the Champions League. So you've seen what Klopp has done over the years. He's systematically made us a strong, powerful unit. This season, I see him saying, okay, lots of teams were setting up by parking the bus. So we're going to be we're going to change our style a bit. We're going to come up a bit higher and squeeze the play. And then we're going to take you out, which has left us a little bit more vulnerable at the back. But we've pragmatically won all our games. You know, the Napoli game, I'm not classing that as a defeat because we shouldn't have lost that game. So if you look at what we've done, we haven't even played all the silky stuff, properly. We're in good shape. But that Man City game, we need to make sure we don't come out of that game with a defeat. Or even if we do, we have a 12-point tally racked up already, so that we can chalk off that one. We can chalk it off and just move on. But if we're like 7 points out of those next 5 games, and then we go to City and City win that game, we're just effed. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. So this is my view on the next 5 games. If we say, I think we will come through with what we want from those 5 games. I'm confident about the team, but let's just see how it plays out. Yeah, let's see how the next 5 games play out. But this is where this is where the men have to stand up now and show what we're about. We're already champions of Europe. Let's make sure we're champions of England, yeah? And on that note, peace out, man.